So who are we
Very
testing?
important.
Who are we testing the prototype with?
So good question. When, in the prior podcast, we talked a little bit about the types of prototypes that we make and what we're trying to learn. Usually, we are trying to apply kind of lean research methods, lean product development methods here. There is a question by this point, we have at least a root understanding of who our user segments are. So we're trying to get exposure to it's usually maybe 5 or 6, a small segment of potential users per segment. So, we've been using an example of a physical therapy platform.
So you have a therapist, that's one user segment. You have the patient.
Yeah.
Can
we get in front of a couple therapists, doctors, patients, admins? And, there's a question early on that the team has to resolve of, when we have our segments and the number of users that we need to talk to. Some of the methods can vary between qualitative methods. So a qualitative method is, typically more interview based and gives the moderator a chance to, let's show a prototype. Let's ask the user to do something with that prototype. How would you get from A to Z? Where would you look to do something? What is this dashboard saying to you? And it gives the moderator a chance to probe and kind of dig a little deeper about usability, preference questions. If we feel that we need a broader sample and we're looking for more questions around how much somebody wants something or how much do they either desire a product or would be willing to use it, then we do have sometimes some quantitative methods that can be used. Sometimes survey-based methods can be an effective way to get to larger samples over 20, 30 and higher. Maybe you want to test market response in different areas, like urban versus rural or coastal versus center of the country, kind of things that maybe that's what you're the evidence that you're trying to collect. And so that can sometimes get you to a bigger sample.
Is this also the time when we would test certain pieces of the business model, like pricing and, people's willingness to pay?
That is, and that's often one of the things that we're trying to validate. And that may drive some questions about whether it's qualitative or quantitative or both. Sometimes, we certainly run into both in certain projects. But yeah, there's a balance that we're always trying to strike between how efficiently can we collect that evidence and move on to the next step, which is preparing the team for the build.